Let's hope it's gonna be a good one. Anyway, the game is already loading, and we are ready to rumble! And oh boy, now there's a lot of mass in the middle. You can already see from these little red icons here that this is a lot. Like, this is what? 4,000 mass in a single clump? Another 3.5k? Meaning, this is the mass galore. Anyway, for the teams. In the top corner, we're gonna have Mr. Haachamachama, also known as Yudi, playing UEF in a beautiful pink color. For his teammate, it is gonna be SpikeyNoob, playing beautiful turtly green, also UEF, meaning that we can actually maybe see some pilar spam coming out from both of them. Meanwhile, on the other hand, in his cyan color, we have Archsimkat playing UEF. And then, for Mr. Zlo, it is gonna be bloody red UEF ACU. Meaning that we actually have quite a really strange matchup, as we have 4 UEF players. And I'm not sure if any other factions were simply banned out or something else, but that is quite strange choice, to be honest. I would expect at least one of the players to opt for maybe Seraphim or Cybran, but no. We actually have 4 UEF players. But anyway, for the map, as we could see before, there is a lot of mass in the middle, meaning that both ACUs from both teams will actually have to go and scramble to go and grab the reclaim here. After all, if you can secure the reclaim on the enemy side, it will mean that you're gonna be really ahead in the game. Also, if I could ask one of the moderators to go and make a bet, I would really appreciate that. But on the other hand, even though there is a lot of mass in the middle, we cannot forget about these little flanks on the sides, like this west flank here, because when you actually go and fight over it, and if you win it, you will have a really nice close access to the enemy bases, meaning that you really don't want to leave it open. Other than that, it seems like it's gonna be actually everything is gonna be out the middle. The middle is what is gonna be important. Navy, not so much. There is only but 2 small ponds on the middle, and also a few ponds around the map, but nothing really to worry about, because this water is just nothing. You make frigates, they will do nothing. You make cruisers, they will do nothing. So, unfortunately, no navy will be seen here. But let's go and look what the players are actually opting for at build orders. We can see that both Yudi and Spikey actually opted for the second air factory, meaning that it's gonna be an early bomber from Yudi. Meanwhile, Spikey is gonna rush out so interceptors, so Yudi is gonna focus on bombing the enemy players, while Spikey is gonna be protecting his bomber. On the other hand, Mr. Zlo and Mr. Archsimkat actually opted for a different play. They still went for the second air factory, but instead of going for some kind of bomber or anything else, we can see them actually dropping engineers one by one in the middle, wanting to go and secure all of the mass that they can. After all, an early influx of a mass can mean that you can actually run away with the game, get a few T2 maxes, get some kind of T2 HQ and just push it hard and run away with the echo game. And after you win the echo game, you can basically just go and... Zoe is actually already going for the little mech marine in the T1 transport. Oh, that is quite a poke play. The question is, can it actually stay alive or not? Because we can see that the bomber is actually gonna go and kill off one of the engineers that is reclaiming the mass. Although killing no, Yudi is actually opting not to go for it, but there is an interceptor that is actually just gonna go and pass by the little bomber. It seems like the little T1 mech marine is gonna go and drop just fine, although the transport is gonna get shot down by the interceptors belonging to Yudi. The mech marine also dies. But let's go back and see what is the bomber doing. The bombs are being dropped, it's gonna going after the power, it's gonna go and kill off 2 of the engineers belonging to Slow. The third one is also dead. Mr. Slow is actually not building any kind of MAA. It seems like he will have to go and move some of the interceptors, but interceptors are not here, and as such the UF bomber belonging to it is gonna go and drop one more bomb, meaning that Zlo is actually gonna take a lot of damage when it comes to losing the build power. He lost 5 T1 engineers, and that is brutal. The T1 bomber is gonna go and die, but unfortunately it still managed to go and drop one more payload. But the thing I'm scared about is actually if UD can go and deal with this little base here or not. After all, we can already see 4 land factories being nearly done, 3 of them producing T1 tanks. We can also see the T1 PDs being erected by Mr. Zlo, meaning that the ACU belonging to UD might have a really hard time to go and fight it off. The shots are being fired, the PD is taking the hits. But it seems like UD is actually gonna go and fall back. He's respecting the 2 T1 PDs, meaning that the early expansions are gonna belong to the bottom team. Meaning that the early transport play from the team. What was their name? Creative Issues? Yes, it was Creative Issues. You can see the overlay, but unfortunately I cannot. But it seems like the team Creative Issues is gonna go and have a really commanding presence in the middle. Although Spikey, just look at him. A single T1 Megmarine. He's gonna go and demolish this big hydrocarbon power plant. And there's nothing to stop him. Nothing at all. Let's look at him. Pew, 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 pew. And there he goes. What a Chad. What a Chad Megmarine. God damn it, Spikey. What a play. A single Megmarine killing the enemy. Hydro. Like, god damn it. You can see that both players are trying their hardest to go and win the as small advantage as they can, but it seems like SpikeyNoob is actually gonna go for the middle. The T1 PD is also gonna be erected on time, but a single one might still not be enough to go and stop it. Even more so, when we can see... No, never mind. I don't think that Mr. Spikey is gonna be capable of retaking this position here. As actually there are 2 PDs here. One on the right flank and one on the left flank of this little forward base belonging to Mr. Ark. So yes, Mr. Spikey can actually go and just try to grab some of the reclaim here. But I don't think he should be loitering around here for way too long. So let's go and take a look at what is happening on the flanks. It seems like the left flank is actually gonna be owned by Mr. Spikey. Meanwhile, the right flank is actually quite empty. There is no maxes taken, no nothing. We can only see some raids happening from UD and from Zlo, as they are both trying to go and raid the expansions belonging to the opposing team. Although it seems like Zlo is gonna have way easier time dealing with this little raid, as the T1 bombers are gonna go and make a short work of a few strikers, as there is no MMA in the mix. But on the other hand, Zlo is actually dealing some considerable damage to get up there, just like Spikey, using the little small mech marines to go and wreak havoc behind the enemy lines. You can see this swole little dudes trying to go and kill off the T1 mexes. As the T1 mass extractor is unfortunately gonna stay alive, but the other thing is that the mech marines managed to go and kill off the Hydra and a single T1 mechs, and there is a pause coming out from Zlo. Oh, it was just a misclick. But anyway, it seems like the T2 HQ have been finished for one of the players, and let's see which one was it. Okay, Spike is already on 95% ready for his own T2 HQ. Meanwhile, it was Mr. Yudif who was the first one to get the T2 HQ running. Meaning that the pillars are ready to go and hit the field. Meanwhile, on the other hand, it seems like Archsimkat also just managed to go and finish his own T2 HQ upgrade. Meanwhile, Zlo is already No, he is still making T1 units. No, never mind. Here is the little T1 factory going for the T2 LAN HQ upgrade, but is it me lagging? Oh no, it's Yudi, it seems. It seems I have a quite bad connection to Yudi. The question is if it's me alone or not. So we have a small technical issues as Haachamachama is actually spiking to 2k ping. And I'm afraid that other players cannot see what I can write, so unfortunate. But never mind, while the game is moving quite slowly for now, let's go and take a look at the mass income for both teams, and it seems like Mr. Archsimkat is pushing 83 mass per second, with Zlo pushing 50 mass. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the other team is... oh god, what a lag. Is pushing 55 mass for Mr. Spiky and Yudi pushing 77. Meaning that the teams are actually quite good. They're quite even when it comes to the mass income. The thing that we should be actually looking at is the map control, and it seems like the bottom team is actually doing just a little bit better compared to the top team. But from what I could have seen, someone actually started the T3 land HQ upgrade. Okay, it seems like it is Archsimkat going for the early T3 land HQ upgrade, meaning that he's gonna go for the really renowned gorilla push with the Titans and other units. Not going for any monkey pushes with the T1 units, not playing with some kind of orangutan pushes on the T2. He's going straight in for the gorilla push on the T3 land. And honestly, this is a great choice because we have a really open map, as you can see. Like, the map is quite open, so if you actually go and manage to get the Titans out, it will mean that they can wreak havoc everywhere because you're not going to catch them. They're just gonna go and run this way, get rid of this thing. After that they can just simply go and push in here, or maybe even go and push somewhere right there. Meaning that there is a lot of options for a Titan player here, and as such I really do like this choice from Mr. Archsimkat to go and push for the early T3 HQ. Meanwhile, on the other hand, let's see what the top team is doing while they're trying to go and fix the lag problem for Mr. Yudi. Because he's lagging quite hard for now. And yep, lost connection to Mr. Haachamachama. We will see if we can actually reconnect or not. Because it would be quite a shame to see this game go to the... oh, he also lost the Discord connection, but yeah. It would be a real shame to lose this game because it was actually getting quite spicy, as both teams were already transitioning to the higher tech levels, getting ready to pump out some big chunky T3 units, or in case of the top team, going for a really nice T2 pillar spam. But yeah, for now all we can do is simply wait and see as to how will the connection issues actually resolve. If it's gonna work out, if Yuri is actually gonna reconnect just fine thanks to the well-renowned ICE adapter, or not. But yeah, when we actually look at the state of the map, it seems like the bottom team is looking quite ahead, to be honest. Even more so as the ACU belonging to Spikey is on quite low HP. Meanwhile, Mr. Archsimkat is on a full HP, meaning that he can just keep on running forward and there is nothing to stop him, as the ACU belonging to SpikeyNoob is actually way too low to go and stop it or do anything as such, and with the Titans coming out in a minute or two, it will mean that Spikey is gonna be on the back foot. He's only now managed to get the first T2 engineer out of his own factory, which is, well, still gonna take some time to get the T2 Pigeon up and running. Not to mention, actually getting to the T3 stage will mean even more time wasted, so yeah. Spikey is in a really hard spot right now. He will have to hope that Yuri can actually go and leverage his own echo advantage over Mr. Zlo to go and push out and do something about Mr. Archsimkat, who's gonna be a really big problem. Like, a really, really big problem. And it seems like Spikey is saying that Mr. Yuri actually lost his connection at all, so he lost the internet, all of it. Meaning that we might be actually looking at a remake or maybe even a buy for the team creative issues. So well, and the auto eject is actually just happened, so by me it seems. So we will see how is this gonna work out. And yeah, Spikey can still try to 2v1. But the question is, what happens at this very moment? Because, well, nobody knows. Spikey about to get depression, so... But fortunately, this is still a best of 3, so even if Spikey loses this game, it will mean that they will still get a chance to go and actually push it through. But yeah, just like we said, it's past 5 minutes, meaning that we might actually not see a rehost or anything, and instead, SpikeyNoob is gonna have to go and put on his carry pants and go and try his best. Ah, damn it. I was so hyped up for this matchup because we have like the macro players of Yudi and Spikey going up against the team that is well known for their actually quite creative tactics because, well, let's be honest, Zlo is a really creative player. He always tries to scare around the meta playing something else, something just a little bit different. So yeah, I really wanted to go and see how would this game play out. But what can I do? I can do nothing but talk to the wall and to the chat. That is delayed by a good 2 minutes or even more if I remember correctly. So, a really unfortunate thing to happen. To be honest, I think that we can actually wait just 1 more minute, and if the game is not gonna resume, we're simply gonna go and look for some live replay to go and watch. Like, we can actually go and watch Tagada or maybe Bloodir to see how are they gonna fare. Because from what I remember, they also had a really nice bracket, so they could be quite interesting to watch. So yeah, let's just give them 1 more minute to go and see what is happening. Okay, the tournament director says to play on and start Spikey. I really hope you have your carry pants on, because this game just got a lot harder for you. But yeah, with UD ACU exploding in the middle, it will mean that a brand new avenue for Mr. Zlo is open, meaning that this T1 army can actually now just go and push in straight here through the undefended positions that once belonged to Yuri that were basically secured by the simple thing that his ACU was here. But now, after you go and grab this position, you can just go here, try to push towards the base belonging to Yuri, or you can even try to go and push in here. There is just so many things to actually go and do. And yes, let's hope that Spikey can actually go and do it. But the game just got a lot harder, even more so, actually. God damn it. Zlo, I fucking love you. I just love you, man. This random T1 bomber is just flying everywhere on attack move orders, like... Just look at them. An attack move order, and just forget about them. Just forget. And leave the other guy to go and deal with them. But yep, let's see what is Spikey actually gonna go and do. Yep, he's gonna go for the T3 land upgrade that was... here. meaning that he's also opting for a Titan spam, which is a really good option. Even more so, as Archsimkat is already halfway done with his ult, and yes, like I said before, it is unfortunate, but I had no access to the Nightbot, so... And I forgot to ask Sheikah to go and switch the Challenge 1 bracket, so sorry for that, sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Really sorry for that, but it seems like Spikey's gonna go and try to make a small push on the east flank, but I'm not sure if this is gonna work out for him. As we can see that this is gonna be nothing but a mass nation, as Mr. Slow have way more units here in the vicinity. Like, for now, what Spikey should do is simply focus on securing his own position, dig up, get some kind of echo running, and then try to get back to the game, because when we actually look at the amount of mass for the bottom team, they're actually at 200 mass per tick. Meanwhile, Spikey is at only 150, meaning that the enemy team have quarter more mass income than he, which is really bad. This is actually a quite good fight happening here in the bottom part, where Spikey could actually go and clear out all of the T1 units belonging to Mr. Archsimkat, but the problem would be what to do next, because even if he manages to go and clear out this big T1 army, he will have nowhere to go and push, because Archsimkat is already at the T3 stage, meaning that in a few seconds we're gonna go and see Titans coming out, and I can bet that the Titans are actually gonna go and reinforce the left flank. And with that, it can be actually a crushing defeat for Spikey there. But for now, he actually opted to go and take this fight. It's a good fight. He's gonna go and crush the remaining forces of Archsimkat, as we can see that the T1 tanks are actually running away, scared of their own life, which is a good choice for Archsimkat. You have to go and know when to cut your own losses. After all, you don't want to lose too much units for free. Let's take a look at the middle. It seems like Zlo is actually going for Zlo things. We can see the TML actually being erected by him. 2 Aloha Ranchers ready to rumble. 1 TML already ready. 2 missiles ready. The question is, what are they gonna go after? It seems like the TMLs weren't spotted or anything, meaning that this might prove to be game-winning play. If Spikey doesn't build a TMD anywhere here, like somewhere here to go and protect his T3 land HQ, he might lose it in the next few seconds, because Mr. Zlo... oh boy, here comes the random Zlo bombers. Zlo, to be Zloening, the bombers are dropping the bombs, trying to go and finish off all of the T1 support build power that was trying to go and assist the T3 HQ. But with no T2 engineers here, there's gonna be no TMD. No TMD, and we can already see the TMLs flying. They're gonna connect as the T3 HQ is gonna take a really big hit. Only 400, and there it is. SpikeyNoob seeing the TML connect. He says, no, this is over. He control K's in a fiery explosion as his ACU and commander says goodbye to this world. The round 1 goes to Team Creative Issues. GG, well played. Let's go back to the lobby.